Ever wondered if the sweet taste of sugar is as sweet for your health? Today, we're tackling the sugar question. Sugar, that delectable sweetener, is a staple in our diets, but its health implications are capturing growing attention. From the morning cup of coffee to the dessert after dinner, sugar is omnipresent. Yet beneath its sweet allure lies a question mark. Is it as harmless as it seems? Join us as we dive into the sweet or not so sweet world of sugar. Sugar, a common ingredient in our diets, but what does it really do to our bodies? Let's plunge deeper into the complicated world of this sweet substance we crave and consume. We've all heard consistently that sugar isn't the best for our health. Yet, many of us take these facts lightly and underestimate the myriad ways this deceptively sweet ingredient can wreak havoc on our bodies. The question arises, what harm can something so undeniably sweet and universally loved cause to our health? The answer to this seemingly simple question is shockingly complex. Extensive and reputable studies have shown that excessive sugar consumption can lead to a multitude of health problems, obesity being one of the most prominent. It's not just the sheer number of calories in sugar that add to the problem, it's how sugar can manipulate our body's innate sense of fullness, causing us to unknowingly consume more food than we require. This leads to an incremental and almost imperceptible weight gain over time. Those extra pounds start to creep in slowly, almost stealthily, before we even realize what's happening. And then, there's the of diabetes. This is a prevalent disease that's seen an alarming rise in recent years, causing a wave of concern across global health communities. The connection between sugar and diabetes is not just an assumption, but it is well established and backed by years of research. Consuming too much sugar can lead to insulin resistance, a key factor in the development of type 2 diabetes, a chronic condition that affects millions of people worldwide. The negative impacts of sugar don't stop at diabetes and obesity. Heart disease, another major health concern, is also linked with high sugar intake. While we often associate fats with heart problems, it's time we give sugar its due recognition as a significant culprit. High sugar intake can lead to weight gain, increased blood pressure and inflammation, all of which are known risk factors for heart disease. Our dental health, often overlooked, is also at stake. The bacteria in our mouths love sugar as much as we do. They excitedly feast on it. Producing harmful acids can erode our teeth and lead to cavities, gum disease, and other dental issues. This adds another dimension to the already complicated relationship between sugar and our health. You might be thinking, I don't eat that much sugar. But here's a surprising fact. Sugar is lurking in many foods where we least expect it. That healthy fruit yogurt you enjoy for breakfast? It could be loaded with sugar. The same goes for many low-fat or diet products, salad dressings, and even bread. So the reality is, we might be consuming more sugar than we realize, and it's affecting our health in ways we might not have considered. The relationship between sugar and our health isn't a simple equation. It's not just about the sweet taste that gives us pleasure. It's about the influence it has on our bodies, our well-being, and our lives. Every spoonful of sugar we consume has potential implications on our health, and it's high time we start considering this seriously. The adverse of sugar extend beyond physical health, impacting our mental well-being as well. High sugar consumption has been linked to mood disorders, anxiety, and depression. It's unsettling that something that brings so much immediate gratification can have such negative long-term consequences. Moreover, the addictive nature of sugar is another worrying aspect. The more sugar we eat, the more our bodies crave it. This vicious cycle can be challenging to break, but the first step to doing so is understanding the reality of sugar and its impacts on our health. As we delve further into this issue, it becomes evident that our understanding of sugar and its on our health needs continuous exploration, examination, and discussion. It seems sugar may be more bitter than sweet when it comes to our health. Sugar isn't always as obvious as a candy bar or a soda. You might think you're doing your body a favor when you reach for that fruit juice in the morning or that low-fat yogurt for your midday snack. But have you ever stopped to consider what's really in these supposedly healthy choices? You might be surprised to discover that these foods, and many others that are often labeled as healthy, can be packed with hidden sugars. Let's take fruit juices, for example. Yes, they come from fruit, which is good for you. But when you juice a fruit, you're taking out the fiber and leaving behind the sugar. And in many cases, manufacturers add even more sugar to make the juice taste better. The result? You're drinking a glass full of sugar, disguised as a healthy choice. And what about that low-fat yogurt you love? Well, when manufacturers remove the fat from yogurt, they often replace it with sugar to improve the taste. So while you might think you're making a smart low-fat choice, you're actually consuming a lot of hidden sugar. Even salads, yes, salads, can be a hidden source of sugar. Dressings, croutons, dried fruits, and other toppings can all add sugar to your healthy bowl of greens. And here's another thing, sugar goes by many names. It's not just sugar on the ingredient list. It could be hidden under names like high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, fructose, glucose, lactose, maltose, sucrose, or any one of the many other aliases sugar uses. Sugar is a master of disguise, sneaking into our diets in ways we wouldn't expect. It's not just about avoiding the obvious culprits like candy and soda. It's about understanding that sugar lurks in many places we wouldn't think to look. Sugar has many costumes, and it's important we learn to see through them. Understanding sugar's many disguises is a crucial step towards making healthier choices and taking control of our diets. So, next time you reach for that healthy snack, take a moment to check the label. You might be surprised at what you find. So, if sugar is bad for our health, what can we use instead? That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Don't worry, we got you covered. Let's delve into the world of sugar alternatives, both natural and artificial, and explore their benefits and drawbacks. Let's start with honey. This golden liquid is a natural sweetener that's been used for thousands of years. It's packed with antioxidants and can even help soothe a sore throat. But remember, honey is still high in calories and fructose, so moderation is key. Next, we have stevia. Derived from the leaves of the stevia plant, this sweetener is calorie-free and up to 300 times sweeter than sugar. It's a popular choice for those watching their weight or blood sugar levels. However, some people find that stevia has a slightly bitter aftertaste. Moving on to artificial sweeteners, let's talk about aspartame. It's about 200 times sweeter than sugar and virtually calorie-free. It's commonly used in diet sodas and low-calorie foods. But it's worth noting that aspartame can cause digestive issues for some people, and there's ongoing debate about its long-term health effects. We also have other alternatives like xylitol and erythritol. These sugar alcohols are lower in calories than sugar and don't spike blood sugar levels. They're often found in sugar-free gums and candies. But like aspartame, they can cause digestive upset if consumed in large amounts. Lastly, let's touch on monk fruit sweeteners. Made from the extract of the monk fruit, this sweetener is calorie-free and can be up to 200 times sweeter than sugar. It's often praised for its fruity flavor without the bitter aftertaste of some other alternatives. However, it can be more expensive and harder to find than other sweeteners. In conclusion, there's a wide array of sugar alternatives out there. Each has its own set of benefits and drawbacks, so it's all about finding the one that suits your taste and dietary needs the best. It seems we have many options to satisfy our sweet tooth without resorting to sugar. Scene script. Knowing the effects of sugar, how can we start reducing its intake? First and foremost, get familiar with reading labels. Sugar has many aliases and it can sneak into your diet under names like high fructose corn syrup, dextrose, or maltose. Make it a habit to scan the ingredients list on packaged foods, and you might be surprised to discover just how many products contain added sugars. Next, let's talk about whole foods. These are your fruits, vegetables, grains, and proteins that haven't been processed or refined. Whole foods are naturally low in sugar and high in fiber, which slows the absorption of sugars into your bloodstream and prevents those dreaded sugar spikes. So, fill up on whole foods and give your body the nutrients it needs without the extra sugar. Now, we all know that processed foods are often high in sugar, but what if we could enjoy our favorite treats without the added sugars? Making homemade versions of processed foods can be a fun and rewarding way to control your sugar intake. Try making your own pasta sauce, granola bars, or salad dressings. You'll be amazed at how much sugar you can cut out by simply making these items at home. But what about those times when you just need a little sweetness? Well, that's where moderation comes into play. It's okay to indulge in a sweet treat every now and then, as long as it's in moderation. Remember, reducing sugar doesn't mean you have to eliminate all the sweet things you love. It's about finding a balance that works for you. And finally, take baby steps. You don't have to overhaul your diet overnight. Start by cutting back on one sugary item at a time. Maybe you start with your morning coffee, then move on to your afternoon snack. The key is to make gradual changes that you can maintain in the long run. Reducing sugar doesn't mean eliminating sweetness from our lives. It's about making healthier choices. So, what have we learned about sugar and our health? Our journey through the sweet world of sugar has been quite enlightening, hasn't it? We've discovered that sugar, while delicious, is not always our friend. In fact, it can pose significant health risks if consumed in large amounts. It can lead to weight gain, heart disease, and even diabetes. Not so sweet after all, right? We've also talked about the hidden sugars lurking in our everyday foods. Who would have thought that our beloved pasta sauce or that healthy granola bar could be loaded with sugar? It's a sneaky little thing, hiding where we least expect it. But don't despair, we've also explored the world of sugar alternatives. From the natural sweetness of fruits and honey to the zero-calorie allure of artificial sweeteners, there are plenty of options to satisfy your sweet tooth without resorting to sugar. Most importantly, we've shared some handy tips to help you reduce your sugar intake. Remember, it's all about balance. Small changes can make a big difference. Try swapping out that sugary soda for a glass of water, or choosing a piece of fruit over a candy bar. It's not about deprivation, but about making healthier choices. Remember, your health is your wealth. Choose wisely and live sweetly without the sugar. An important statement after watching. This video is based on thorough research and reliable sources, aiming to provide accurate and current content for your understanding. But this information isn't a substitute for professional advice. Each situation is unique and might require consultation with a specialist or a doctor. They have the expertise to assess your situation and suggest appropriate actions. While we provide insights for major health decisions, always prioritize professional advice. Thanks for your understanding. Questions or comments? Feel free to share below.